The Shanghai draw is out, and it's time for our reaction with the return of Novak Djokovic and the two best players in the world, Jannik Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz, in the same draw. Who is going to come out on top?
That's right. We are into the Shanghai Masters and Djokovic is playing. That's the big news in Shanghai. Obviously, we have tournaments that are going on as we speak. We're into the final of Tokyo. It's Alcaraz Fritz. And we have the semi-finals as well in Beijing too. And Jannik Sinner, he's still there in the mix. Will these players be tired when they get to Shanghai, or will they just be in amazing form and the same players coming out top of the heap as usual? I'm excited for this one because it is normally a very, very exciting tournament. The one thing I've read somewhere, I think it's going across, obviously, X, Twitter, they're saying that the courts this year are slower than normal in Shanghai, and it's known for being one of the fastest courts like many years ago. That's what Djokovic has come out and said, and for it to be a bit slower might help somebody like a Daniel Medvedev, someone like that, and he's actually come back to a bit of form right now. So it's going to be interesting to see how this one plays out, and if we get the same type of power player, big server, making their way all the way to the final.
I think anything other than an Alcaraz Sinner final will be shocking for me, because I think there is such a big gap on the tour right now. And that's the final I'd love to see. I think the big news everyone wants to know is, what side of the draw is Novak Djokovic on? Are you going to let us know now or not?
Yeah, let's break the news. Unfortunately for Djokovic fans, it is the side of Jannik Sinner. That is right. And there will be no, there will be no final that we had last year. It was an incredible final, but it wasn't the final that I wanted. I wanted Djokovic to claim that Masters title, and he got beaten in straight sets by Jannik Sinner. Close first set on the tie break, and then he went on to defeat him in straight sets. And yeah, he never looked back. This is Alcaraz's quarter. This is the one that we're going to be looking at first. He's the one heading the draw, as he is the world number one. That's right. And let's have a look at the seeds that are in his section. So let's take it from the top. Karen Khachanov in there, Cam Norrie, Steph Tsitsipas, Nakashima, who he's just beaten, Fokina, who else? Alex de Minaur and Daniel Medvedev. Interesting. Number 16 seed. That's not a person you want floating around in your quarter, is it?
Certainly not, especially considering he's playing really well at the moment, beating Zverev in straight sets. So with the slower courts, like you say, could be a real problem. Aside from that, you're looking at the other names. Alcaraz has got a really good record against pretty much all of them, and I don't think that they're going to trouble him at all. Difficult to have Tien early doors, though, especially considering Alcaraz has gone really deep this tournament. Of course, by that same virtue, Tien's also going deep, so hopefully it will mitigate any tiredness from Carlos. All in all, though, I'm really confident in this quarter. There's no one who can beat him, I don't think, in this quarter.
No, it doesn't look like it. But looking down the list of a name that does jump off the page, which isn't a seed, is Terence Attman, which is down there. Could be a potential second round opponent for Alex de Minaur. And despite how well de Minaur's been playing, Attman's been a player who's been able to take a set from Jannik Sinner, which is something that Alex de Minaur even struggles to do. And they're actually playing. That's going to be the semi-final in Beijing. It'll be de Minaur versus Sinner, and he's lost 9 in a row to Jannik Sinner. Will it be 10 out of 10, or will de Minaur finally defeat Jannik Sinner? I don't think so. And I'm sure most people probably don't think so either.
For sure.
So let's move on. Obviously, the other quarter on the top half of the draw, it is Sasha Zverev. And despite being knocked out in Beijing by Medvedev, he still had an all right tournament. Still lacking a bit, though. I saw he was still missing smashes on top of the net, that type of thing. Big moments still in his own head. needs to shake that off if he's to do well in this tournament. And being on Alcaraz's side of the draw, it's never going to help. But it doesn't matter. You either have Alcaraz or Sinner, and I think your luck's out whichever one you're going to face in the semi-final.
Yeah, I think the big challenge for him would be getting through Felix,
Yeah.
because Felix at the US Open was really good, and he was back to some kind of level where we're like, okay, this Felix can compete for titles. With that in mind, I'm expecting a big week from Felix, and I think he is the real contender for Zverev. And right now, he's my dark horse to come out of this quarter. Just looking at it, of course, you've got Mensik as a seed who's decent. Shapovalov can pull out a good performance. Musetti, not so sure if he's going to be any good, considering he pulled out of the last event for injuries. He had a lot of injuries really this back end of the year. Lehechka, yeah, I'm sticking with it. Felix is my player to go through here.
Yeah, maybe Chapo could have a run as well. The Canadians, this could be a chance for them to shine. It seems that when they do well, they tend to do well together. And being in the same quarter, maybe one of them can get out of the quarter, and then you probably got yourself a semi-final matchup with Carlos Alcaraz, to be honest. And no one really fancies that right now, I'm sure. Looking at the other names, we've got Rindik Nesh. He's had a fantastic year. Not somebody you want to be playing early doors. Mickelson, don't think he's really at the races just yet. Any other names that jump off the page? Maybe Komasana. No one, I think, that give any of these other big names any trouble, though. So let's move down to the bottom half of the draw, and we can look at Jannik Sinner first. And this is the Jannik Sinner quarter. And he'll be playing either an outlier or a qualifier in the first round. And these are some of the seeds they will be having in his quarter. Holger Rune. We've got Talon Griekspoor, Ugo Humbert, and Petri Pedicard, Thomas Mahach, Taylor Fritz, and Sasha Bublik as well, someone who's actually beaten Jannik Sinner this year. So that's a bit tougher, I'd say, than Alcaraz's one.
Probably the toughest quarter. To have Bublik and Taylor Fritz in your section's tough. Bublik having the best year of his life, showing that he can beat Jannik Sinner. Fritz, the best of the rest right now. If you put them two factors together, then certainly it's not looking great for Jannik Sinner, especially knowing that his event seems to be going on a little bit longer than what Carlos's one is. So if he is to go all the way to that final, he's not going to have much rest at all. But the way Sinner's playing, I'm sure that it's not going to be needed so much. The real big battles will come against a Taylor Fritz, in my opinion. Brooksby could be dangerous because I think he's playing well at the moment. But I would expect a Sinner Fritz matchup, to be fair.
Yeah, it looks like it. Not going to go heavy on Fabian Marazan. That could be a potential second round opponent.
Well, it's
there
a horrible draw for him, isn't it?
It's not the best. But yeah, we could have Bublik facing Sinner in this one. Could be a chance for Holger Rune. We've been saying he needs to step up. Maybe,
but he's not going to step up if he's got to play all these top players.
Well, if you're going to have to go through the gauntlet and actually show that you're good enough to compete,
they could all
with
go
the
out
best,
anyway.
That's very true. We've seen this before. Who knows? Marazan might knock out Fritz, and then if he knocks out, then maybe Rune would knock out Marazan, and then we could have a Rune Sinner. Maybe Sinner loses to Bublik. We could have Rune Bublik. And
let me just give you some Sinner stats. So since 2000, Sinner has a 90.9% win record in China. That's the highest of any player. ATP level events in China, with Novak Djokovic at 87.5%. That's the next best.
Well, I'm glad you said Novak Djokovic because I was waiting to go on to his quarter. And let's have a look at it next.
But that is a crazy stat for Djokovic as well, by the way. 87.5%, and that's 77 wins, 11 losses in China. So he plays very well there too.
No surprise that he is playing this event then, because this is one he obviously got to the final last year. It's one that he actually, I think that he shows a lot of respect by going to China, because I think that he has had a lot of success there over his career. And I do think he wants to get one more win. If he was so close last year, I still think he believes he can win this tournament, and that's why he's entering it. It means a lot to him. Obviously, he likes going over there because he gets to show off his Chinese as well in the press conferences. That's always a good clippable moment as well. But I think that he's loved by the Chinese fans out there, and he gives a lot of love back. And I think that this is sort of the tail end of his career, and he's sort of going around, maybe ticking off a few boxes and seeing a few people, maybe for the last time. I think you never know. This might be his last Shanghai. Could be.
Yeah, and his section, I'm not so. I don't think it's that tough. Rude could be a
Playing very
really
well.
good match. I think Rude could trouble Djokovic. But the other names I'm not so sure about. Kaboli,
Big fan.
not right now. I think he's not been amazing the back end of the year. Anyone else? I guess
Rublev.
Ben Shelton. Ben Shelton, Djokovic is the popcorn match. That's the one I'd love to see. Um, can Ben Shelton beat Djokovic here?
Well, it would be very,
Maybe.
very difficult, but it is possible. I think that Ben Shelton's always getting
It's that'd be
better.
really difficult, but I think
Yeah,
bookies
very.
wise, it would be close.
I think, yeah, they'd still edge. If Djokovic got all the way through these first few rounds, I think in a quarter final, they
They'd
would
give
still
him
make
1.6.
maybe 1.5. I'm gonna be a bit more on his side. Depends how well Shelton's serving and how well he's playing. But we know what Djokovic is like. If he returns well, then you sort of nullify Ben Shelton's best weapon. And then if you've nullified that, then all he's going to do is just toy with him and play into his weaknesses. But you got Diallo in there as well. It's another strong play. We've got a big serving section here. Diallo,
Mm,
Opelka, Shelton. We got Surrender. We got Berrettini in here versus
yeah, got a
Manarino.
lot of big servers.
Yeah, so this side, I mean, Casper Ruud, not a big server, but still very consistent, good
Even
server.
Cilic Sonego, the other side,
Yeah.
and TFO.
Cilic Mutet, not a really good first round matchup, and that will be the first match for Djokovic. It's either going to be Cilic or Mutet. I probably fancy his chances against Cilic more. Mutet, a bit of a weird customer when it comes to some matches.
He'll be
He actually
fine.
took a set off Zverev in the last tournament. Does play well and very unorthodox. Likes to like ruffle the feathers of whoever he's playing. Let's have a look at the routes through to the final. We'll start with Alcaraz, and it will be a bye through the first round, TN second round, Norrie third round, Medvedev fourth round, Dimonor quarterfinals, Zverev semi-final, and then Sinner in the final. That's what they're saying. No Djokovic there. That's a bit disrespectful. Let's have a look at Sinners. Take us through it.
No, it's just the projected, Ben, based off
Yeah,
seeds.
I know
They've
it
only
is.
put one player for each one.
Yeah.
So you've got Altmaier, Griekspoor, Bublik, quarterfinal of Fritz, semi-final of Djokovic, final of Carlos Alcaraz. This is harder than Alcaraz's
Yeah.
one, but there is the Medvedev factor,
Yeah. I think that is a big factor as well.
and he's very hit and miss. Mostly missed this year, but right now doing okay.
Yeah. A little mini resurgence. Good to see. Zverev, he'll be facing Navone second round, Mickelson third round, Lehechka fourth round, Musetti quarter final if he gets there, and Alcaraz semi final, Sinner final. Very difficult route through that one.
I disagree. I think it's the easiest quarter out of all of them, and a great opportunity for Felix
Yeah,
because I think Musetti's not going to be there, physically struggling, and he can get a nice position. Whoever really takes this one can get all the way to the semi-finals.
I like to hear it. Djokovic, he has a bye, and then he has Mutet or Cilic, as we just said. We got TFO third round, Rublev fourth round, quarterfinal versus Shelton, Sinner semi-final, and then a final against Alcaraz. If we can get both those matches, I would love it. He defeats Sinner in the semi-final, and then we get the Djokovic Alcaraz final. I would love that.
But this is the telling point of where we're at now in tennis, and that is that Novak Djokovic, I don't feel no longer can compete and win these big events because he's going to have to beat both Alcaraz and Sinner. I
Yeah.
think beating one of them mainly in Alcaraz in the past, he's been able to do. But to now beat both of them, it's not going to happen. And that's why sooner rather than later, Djokovic will retire, because surely just taking part is not enough. And as much as he's saying, as long as he's still competing with these guys and he feels like he can beat them, he's going to keep playing. There's only so much you can go on feeling. And then if you keep losing, then that feeling goes away, because you need to back it up with results on the court. And I just don't feel like Novak Djokovic will be able to beat both Sinner and Alcaraz in an event. His only chance, I believe, will be if one of them are to go out before they face him.
I think that the reason that he might be playing this tournament as well, though, is he needs to get himself a little bit more confidence back. Obviously, he has been beaten recently. So I think that he needs a 3-set match. There's a better opportunity than a 5-set match right now against these guys. And if he can just produce his best tennis for a shorter spell, and we've seen Sinner, he lost a set in the last tournament against Atman. He doesn't look quite as dominant as he was looking earlier in the year. Carlos Alcaraz, we know what's happened between him and Djokovic on hard court already earlier this year. I think he fancies his chances against Alcaraz more than he does Sinner, but still, if it's a prime Alcaraz and he's made it to the final and he plays his best tennis, it's going to be hard to argue against Alcaraz beating Djokovic as well. I do agree. But I still think he believes in himself. He's never entering a tournament just to take part. Like you said, he thinks he can win this. He was in the final last year, and it was a very competitive one at that.
There we go. That's our thoughts on the Shanghai draw. Let us know yours in the comment section below. I've already said my dark horse for the event would be a Felix, as someone who's going to do quite well. But my money is on a Jannik Sinner, Carlos Alcaraz final. We've not done the draw preview yet, where we go round by round, and I don't know who I would pick between them. Maybe Carlos Alcaraz, which could surprise some of you. But that's the way I'm going. It's going to have to be them two.
Yep. You're going to have to wait until the draw preview for my predictions. But I'm just hoping Djokovic has a really good tournament, as I do with every single one he enters right now. But make sure, hit a like on the video, subscribe if you're new to the channel. We will be putting out some content for the women's. Probably after the 4th round, just to do a quarterfinal preview and predictions. Obviously, there's a lot of tennis going on right now. We've got 3 tournaments playing, and we've got this one we have to put out as well. So yeah, we will get round to it. Don't worry, we haven't forgotten about it. There's a lot to talk about. We've got Raducanu, Rybakina, we've got Iga. There's so much going on, and we will get round to it. But yeah, probably one for tomorrow.
See them.
See ya.